And we are back with the Bakersfield Underground, the Bug, and we're over here with our broski Kev King. What is going on?
Hey,
hell yeah,
bud,
man!
Thank you for having me, man. This is dope, bro.
Hey, it is an honor to have you over here, man.
Thank
you know what I mean?
man.
Like, for real, I still can't believe you're here, dog.
Oh wow, thank you. I appreciate it.
Since the last time that I saw you at the toy drive, right?
Yeah.
You know, I sent you the invite. I was like, man, I didn't think you were gonna say yeah, bro.
Oh, man, I love being a part of stuff, even though technically this is really one of my first podcasts when I'm on this side of it. I did a podcast with a friend a few years back, Zylo Heffron, and I helped launch his podcast with producers and stuff.
That's what's
up. It's called A Contrast Uncut. This was a few years back, so that's the only podcast experience I've had on that level, but this is my first time being on someone's podcast.
Oh, so, man, I really do appreciate it, man. I appreciate the time and everything, man. Yeah. Hey, so where can we find you at on social media? And also go ahead and plug in. You're on Precious 95.7, so go ahead and plug that as well, man.
You can find me mainly on my IG at the real Kev King, KEVKING _official_. That's my third IG page.
Oh, you're one of those underscore dash,
well, I had to
comma.
Because that's my third page because I had like two of them. The first IG I had got hacked.
Oh,
that was the golden IG one. That's what had everything was going. And then it got hacked twice. So I ended up just settling with the underscore stuff. I really didn't want to because that's a lot to put under there.
Yeah. But make it easy for us, bro. You know?
and if not, you just Google Kev King. I'm one of few Kev Kings out there. Kevin's yes, Kev King's no.
But there's only one Kev King.
Yes,
hell
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, exactly.
And you got a link tree that'll.
I'm sorry, do I need these on?
Yeah, if you want to and stuff. Okay. You can hear all my yelling and shit, you know.
I know the radio thing. Like we try to be cool with headphones on. It just doesn't happen. There's no way. It looked like Princess Leia. I'm gonna have it off.
All right. Yeah, cool, man. Cool. You want to look good over here and shit, you know?
I gotta look clean.
So, all right, Kev. So you're on Precious 95.7 now and stuff, and you're there Saturdays and Sundays, right? Saturday 10 a.m.
Right now I am.
Until what time?
I start at 10 a.m. and on Saturdays I'm there till 3, and on Sundays I'm from 10 to 2.
All right, there you go.
We're planning on changing that real soon. This is the year where we're going to transition to
You're going to transition to another time and day? Or
the goal is morning show.
Yeah, you got to let us know when you're going to do that so we can go ahead and plug away. Yeah. Man, a morning show, you're going to be in there with that coffee and stuff and try to bring that energy to everybody that is listening.
I want to say Black Big Boy. He black too. No, like Black Steve Harvey. He black too. But
yeah, Steve Harvey.
Just try to bring something different to the town as opposed to like our resident #1 radio morning guy. I won't say his name, but he's been holding it down for years.
Yeah, it's about that time for a change.
A different listen to different opinions about stuff. And
as
they call him a hater. But, in reality, he's not a bad guy. He is like he is on the radio.
Yeah.
Just brought back a little bit, though.
Yeah. But you know what? I think the city does need a voice like yours. You know what I mean?
Thank
because
you. I appreciate that.
I've listened to your stations and stuff, and I really do dig the style that you bring to the city. It's something different. It ain't like it's not like the rest of them. With all due respect, you know what I mean. But what you bring to the table is something different.
I like to think I'm like everybody. Like when you listen to the radio, or even when I DJ, I want to be like instead of being me, like Kev King. I want to be just like everyone else as a person that's listening to me. And you want to feel connected with, you're doing the podcast. You want to feel connected to your listeners. Like,
for real.
You're not just trying to be a showman. You want to have your listeners feel like, hey, this is a guy I can have a beer with, or we can kick back and chill with. You know what I'm saying? He's not too far in his head to think he's too good to chill out with everyone. So I try to bring that element to who I am on the radio because I grew up in Bakersfield. This is my town. I literally grew up around this street that you're on and you're located. I grew up all around it. So it's like home to me. When I used to walk to school and stuff back in the days, I used to look at these places and I say, I wonder what it looked like inside of that. But now I do it. I'm like, it's nice.
This crazy fuck lives in here.
It's nice over here. And when I say grow up, I went to elementary school up there and junior high around there at Kern and West High. So
so this is like home there.
This is the town I grew up in, and for me to get into the radio business and be a voice, not only just a black voice in radio, which is very few out here in Kern County, but being from Bakersfield, it resonates with me because I can talk to people and I know what I'm talking about, and vice versa. So I'm just not some gimmick out here talking about, hey, go to Chester and hang out over there,
and like, not know, and not know what the deal is. Yeah, man, I feel you on that. So it's funny. Okay, so we're talking about how the misconception, you could say, of of Kev King, right? Because a couple of years ago, this is funny, man. A couple of years ago, I originally met you at the Bakersfield Music Award. Now, check this out, bro. I don't know if you didn't even know who the fuck I was.
Now it gets like that.
But back then, that's when I first started. You know what I mean? Meeting everybody in town. Yeah. Now I did my homework. Who's here? Who's on the radio? You know what I mean? Because I love radio. I love talk radio, man. That's my shit. Yeah. I love music. That's my shit. You know what I mean? So Kev King kept coming up. I said, all right, cool. Bakersfield Music Award, right? I'm in there. Hey, I told my broskies, hey man, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick, man. You know what I mean? So I'm in there, bro. I'm just all right. Let's see what's popping. So the door opens, right? And I get a glimpse of like this Pepto-Bismol pink. You got that pink. You're like bright, bright. You know what I mean? Like we know who it is.
Yeah, I was like, when I got that coat, I was like, well, this the move right here. Do this.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
Because I've been there a couple of times, and I'll be honest, I'm like, when you deal with awards and you're in this business, you kind of feel like even with doing podcasts, you're gonna be like, hey, how can I? What do you mean I'm not nominated? I'm one of the dopest podcasts out there. You gotta pat yourself on the back a little bit. So I was feeling good about being there because I'm like, it's about time y'all hit me up and get me in there. I've been doing this for years. What's took y'all so long? so that was the pink coat. I was like, I'm gonna stand out in this mug because if this is my only year I'm doing this, I'm gonna make sure that I'm being seen. But I apologize for cutting you off.
No, you're good. So that was the moment right there. I saw you. I was like, man, all right, I'm not gonna do this here. I'm not gonna introduce myself here. I'm not gonna do none of that, right?
Yeah.
So we're washing our hands and stuff, and I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, oh yeah, man, just chilling. You're over there checking yourself out and everything. You know what I mean? And I said, all right, man, this ain't the right time. So we go out, right? That was my opportunity to introduce myself.
Nice.
Man, this is probably like 2-3 years ago, right? Just about, right?
Yeah.
So a couple years go by. And I met you again. We ran into each other at the commercial for the toy drive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, we started talking, man. I'm like, dude, Kev's cool as fuck, man.
I try
cool
to be,
as
man.
fuck. You know what I mean? So
I meet a lot of people, and it has to be somewhat repetitive in this. If I see you all the time, I'm gonna get to know you. But again, you just at times you meet so many people. Not to say they're high and by. It's so much stuff going on. You gotta keep everyone in your head. Because I'll get people. Even for all the radio stuff, be like, because they're happy for me, Kev, what's up, and all this. And you have to have the fake conversations with somebody. Be like, yeah, man, that's all good. Yeah. I'll catch you too.
Yeah, you got to know when to turn it on.
Like, I have no idea what the fuck that was.
Yeah. But you know what? But you being that way, bringing that energy can make that other person's day.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? So that's cool, no matter what goes on. And that's one of the things, that's one of the conversations that I have with other people in radio and podcasting, right? I tell them, hey, man, if you meet somebody, even if you're having a bad day, put on that smile. You know what I mean? Because you never know. They might remember that moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. And how would it look like if someone like yourself, you're having a bad day, like, hey, you know what? Not right now. These are the people that listen to you every single day. You know what I mean?
I take that very seriously. I think it wasn't recently. I don't know who I was talking to. It was a friend of mine, and we was having a conversation. And it was an issue of like, if I have any enemies or anything, I would not know it because we're always interacting together.
Yeah.
And it mentioned somebody said they had met me and said we cuss. It's called cussing on here?
Yeah, fuck yeah, you could.
This I was an asshole. That kind of devastated. I'm like, what, me?
Yeah.
Who is this?
How dare you?
I'm like, I need to know who this person was because I try not to come across that way at all. I'm not a diva about anything within my position because this is, with these days in entertainment, a lot of people are trying to get their entertainment in the entertainment world.
Yeah.
So doing this for so long and interacting again, being from Bakersfield, I would never want to be I'm too broke to be a diva. You know what I'm saying?
All the money went on that pink suit, dog.
Because I'm like, I'm not that big into myself where I can't just be friendly and be cool, even if it's just a high and by. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard that, I was like, damn, who was that said that? Like, And I wouldn't discount that, but at the same time, maybe it was an interaction that was interpreted in the wrong way or anything like that. So in my head, I want to meet that person and say, hey, was I an asshole to you? And if they break down the story and it makes sense, I'll be like, hey, my apologies. But if they're just outright wrong, you'll be like, oh, you was tripping. I was not being an asshole.
You got the wrong person. It was that other, radio host.
But again, I'm never too big to like own up to whatever I've done wrong, right or wrong. So if I meet you on the street and if I'm just high and by real quick, maybe something going on, but I definitely never try to be like a dick to anybody.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? That goes a long way. I really do appreciate you being here because, one, I have met with other radio personalities where they just said no. That they don't want to be affiliated or B, whatever. For whatever reason, right? It is what it is. Yeah. But, I saw you at the toy drive. And we were recording there live. I said, hey, Kev, man, you want to come and chill with us? And you were like, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah. And to me, it was like, oh, shit. Like, man, I didn't even know what to ask you at that moment. You know what I mean? Well, but you kept it real. You know what I mean? And I really do appreciate that because that's the kind of people that I like to meet. You know what I mean?
It's exposure on both ends. Like you're opening the doors to people that may never met me or know my story, anything like that. Your platform is different from mine. Yeah, you never know how these interactions go. When I used to, when I was at Hot and we was doing the interviews with artists, couple of things I would throw at the artists, especially if they were like names like Khalid or Sweetie. I say, is this your first round of interviews you're doing with radio? And that's what they do with the artists. They send them to the lower radio stations, the not beginning radio stations, the lesser, they're not the big boys or the Breakfast Club and stuff like that. Yeah. So I would tell the artists, I was like, you know what? This is going to be your most important interview because right now you're at this level. And then when you catapult to the next level, I'm a part of your journey and you're a part of my journey. Yeah. And I said, next time when you get to the Breakfast Club and Sway and Big Boy and all that type of stuff, them ain't nothing. You'll be used to it every time. Yeah. Now I'm your first one, so everything's going to be nervous on both ends and all that type of stuff. So you have to... You're training yourself how to be in the bigger picture, starting with me and vice versa.
Yeah, which is very important.
We cross paths. No matter how you look at how big you get, we cross paths. We had conversations. So I'm a part of your dream and you're a part of my dream, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, no, for real though. Hey, that's for real because once again, every interview is important, especially when you're starting up. You know what I mean? Now I've seen that you posted videos and pictures with artists like Too Short, one of my favorite rappers. You got a Scent Dog, Cypress Hill and stuff. You know what I mean? So, but let's take it back. Let's go back, okay? You're correct me if I'm wrong. You're from Hollywood.
I was born in Hollywood.
Hollywood or North Hollywood? Because there's a mountain in between. No, I'm in the other half.
I was born in Hollywood. I moved to my parents moved me to Bakersfield when I was like 3 or 4.
So you're pretty much here then. Yeah,
pretty much here. But my father's side of the family is mostly L.A., so he's always had us intertwined with L.A. and that area, so we never foreign to it. Yeah. Flash forward, I originally radio. If we're going to go into radio, that was never the intent. That was all.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Yeah,
all accident. I don't want to say there's no accident. It was a happy accident because my intent was to be a filmmaker. Still my intent. Nice. Filmmaker and an actor. I've done Shakespeare plays. I've been on stage.
Oh, you've done some real acting right there. Yeah.
Back in the days, and I went to film school after I got out of high school up in San Francisco for the Academy of the Arts. I spent about 2 years out there studying film. I came back down here for the summer, and baby mama.
Oh, shit. It's always the same story, dog.
2 kids.
Damn. 2 kids later.
You know what I'm saying? So that kept me at a place where I said, well, my kids are important. I'm not going to leave without my kids leaving because I'm a single father. I raised my 2 kids
Same here,
myself.
Dog. Yeah.
So, and I'm not going that far in that backstory.
Yeah.
That's a whole topic.
Yeah.
So, I worked at Channel 17, KGT, for a few years as a cameraman. And then when I didn't feel like I was growing there, or they didn't want me to grow there, Hot 94.1, at that time, they were hiring new people because it was new. That's how long. This was back in 2003.
Yeah.
So that's been that long. They hired about 20 people to come to their station. Out of those 20 people, it was probably like maybe 2 or 3, including myself, that they end up keeping.
So you made it right there. Yeah.
So I started out doing overnights, like 2 a.m. shifts. That's why when a lot of people in the early stages, I was never out in the nightlife. Why? Because I was always on radio at 2, 3 in the morning.
You're working,
until 6 in the morning. Yeah. So I never got a chance to party and be a part of the nightlife scene because I was at work.
Yeah, yeah.
A few years later, I'm at Hot till maybe like 2007.
All right, can I stop you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you get started in radio there.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea?
No.
What you?
I'm gonna let you finish, but it's still gonna be a no.
Yeah. So it's gonna be. You had no idea what to do. You just know that you have a certain amount of hours, a slot.
Yeah.
But you didn't know how to fill that slot because you could play music to fill some, but eventually you got to talk.
With overnights, I think it's like the beginning stage where they just want you to be comfortable about talking. They don't want you to have a gimmick. They don't want you to have anything but just saying, hey, this is Hot 94.1. These are the things that's going on with us. And keep it short and simple and keep it pushing. Like, even when I first started, I was geeked up. I was like, what you want me to call myself? And, all this? And my boss was like, just say you're Kevin. I'm like, you know how many black Kevins in this world? I don't want to be just Kevin. I don't want to be just Kevin. So I threw around a couple of names, not to them, but to myself. And I stuck with Kev King because King is my last name. So I just cut off the Kev and just kept it pushing like that.
Perfect.
But my intent, like I said, I wanted to do film and be an actor. And I thought about it. I was like, okay, Ludacris started out as a radio DJ.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, boom. He got that pathway. Him and Lala, they was in Atlanta. Yeah. I was like, okay, maybe this would be the pathway into this next thing. And it was, but it wasn't in its own way. You know, it ended up being more music orientated at that time. Again, I was just getting my feet wet. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, learning all of the equipment that's around you because that's a big. You're not just in front of a microphone and that's it. No, there's equipment there that crazy, you need to learn how to run. Now
and multitasking and all that. At that time.
Yeah. So
this was before digital.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's even you got all these buttons and stuff. Well, tape, CDs during that time. So
CDs and there was a couple of the tape cartridges.
So those cartridges, right? They have a certain couple of seconds that you can speak before lyrics kick in, right? So you gotta. I don't know if you had to do this, but you had to go in there and say, "Hey, this is Kev King, 94 point blah blah blah," and the countdown is you know what I mean?
You have to condition yourself to be clear, say a lot in a matter of like most intros to like going into a song about 18 to 20 seconds.
Okay.
So you have to say a lot. If you're going to use a song talk bed to say something, like there's talk beds where you can just talk with the music. But if you're going into a song, it's generally around 14 to 20 seconds. You have to say everything you need to say.
But 14 seconds might not sound like a lot, but
you can say so much.
But when you're doing it, it's like just, you know what I mean? So man, I got mad respect for all radio hosts, man, because you know what I mean? It ain't easy. Yeah. So when you heard yourself back, because you weren't trying to get into radio, and you got that radio voice, man. I got a fucked up voice, dog. You know, so you got a voice. Yeah,
I do not like my voice.
Isn't that funny though? That's what you do. But yeah, man, like, and one of the things, I wish I had that kind of strong voice like you guys. You know what I mean?
I thought you would have to. And then, you know, it's also years of conditioning. Even on my way over here, I'm telling myself, Kev, put your radio voice on. Get ready for it, you know, because I take what you're doing just as serious. So even as us casually talking, you know, I want to. It's professionalism at that too. So if we were at home barbecuing, chilling, you're gonna hear all the relaxed stuff. Not relaxed now, but. It's business. I got
it's business.
I have a radio voice, but I never thought I had a radio voice. Like, if you heard my early tapes, like anybody's early stuff was the worst. It was the worst. I would pause a lot, like uncomfortable pauses, not just a hip pause. Like, hey, do that. It would be like,
shit.
And they would teach us about crutches, like trying not to say. Your boy, just the catchwords of slang that we just tend to say, and we think that we're
know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know.
That's fucking funny, man, for real. Hey, and I've had meetings with my crew. I'm like, do not say
Yeah.
Try your best to say something, and because once you get that in your head, do not say That's the first thing that comes to your mind. You just gotta go with the flow and stuff, and it naturally just comes.
I learned that with interviews too. That like after even getting past just talking by yourself, because I remember one of my bosses, he told me like, "Oh, you think just because you're on at like 2, 3 in the morning, no one's listening?" He'd be like, and then he gave me the numbers. He'd be like, "Oh, this is like 2,000 people listening at 2 in the morning." That's kind of like, thanks for scaring me because it's 2 in the morning. And it made sense. Like, you got to know people are working late, 24 hours. You got to remember Highway 99 and the I-5 are big highways. So
constantly going,
Constantly going. So people are always listening. This was at the time when radio was really popular. Those streaming sites and everything. So,
you had to tune in to listen at that certain time, because if not, you miss it. You know what I mean? So it's very important. I believe it was very important during that time for everything that comes out of your mouth to be important.
Absolutely.
Because you want them to come back.
Absolutely.
You crack a joke in there, they're going to remember that shit, and they're going to be like, oh shit, I remember Kev King. Let me tune in when I'm passing by Bakersfield or et cetera, right? You know what I mean? So how did you get into the business without wanting to be in it, right?
Well, the
radio part, So what did you learn, man? Like, can you tell us, what was a tip that you learned that you wish you learned earlier? What advice? Did anybody give you some advice and stuff?
Relax, be yourself. Because everybody, with what we do on these platforms, we're ourselves. We're just, what I say is an extension of ourselves, just slightly over-exaggerated. You're not really like that, but you want to come across like this is how you are all the time. Those were the things I had to learn, is just relax, and especially when I started doing interviews with artists, just keep in mind they're just like us. They're regular people. Like I said in the beginning, they're just starting out their careers, so they're just as nervous as you are. So you want to make them feel comfortable about having conversations about, if you're going to talk to strangers about opening up your life and who you are, you want them to make you feel comfortable about it, and that goes vice versa. So that was my thing I took from it, is just you got to relax. Because like I said, my first couple of years being on, I was terrible. And I just had to breathe, pull myself back. Because I was in radio twice. I after my first few years at Hot, I left and moved to L.A. to try other entertainment ventures. Because
I remember you were gone for a while.
So when I came, when they gave me the opportunity to come back, that's when I kind of revamped the whole Kev King thing and said, you know what, this is an opportunity to really take what I want out of this, especially if I'm gonna be here. Because I said my kids are here, I'm gonna graduate from school, I want to be next to them more. So if I'm gonna be back in Bakersfield, I'm gonna take over my position. I said yes to everything. It was like, when I came back, I started back on weekends, and then anything they was asking me to do, I said yes. Can you fill in? Yes. Can you do this? Yes. Can you do, just everything was a yes, because I need to learn everything about the business if they're going to look at me as someone who can hold that torch. When I got the night show, I had to prove myself for that. They didn't just give it to me. They was just like, oh, let us know what you're going to do with this show. And I can be honest, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no ideas or nothing.
No format, no nothing.
Just... I didn't have any type of way I wanted to do the show other than just be me. And I told him that. And they was like, well, why should we let you get the night show? I'm like, because it's me.
Oh, bro.
And I said that in a way because all of my predecessors that did the night show, they were all inspiring rappers. Everybody that did the night show, Jay Reed, Flawless, Tino Cucino, they all were rappers. They all did music stuff. And I told them flat out, I said, hey, I don't rap. So I'm not going to be doing no rap gimmicks, trying to do, check the rhymes, all of that type of stuff. And no disrespect to them.
No,
that's just not me.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, what are you going to bring to the table? And when I say me, I'm just like, my personality, I'm going to be a regular person that people can feel like they can talk to and relate to because I'm regular. I'm funny at times. I can be a fool too. I'm like slightly better than Kevin Hart. And I say that because he's a couple of years younger than me and I'm taller than him.
There you go. You got some on him and stuff. So, all right.
He just had better jokes.
What? Okay, one of the things, though, so doing interviews now, right? I'm a couple interviews in, a couple years already and stuff. So I was nervous the first time that I did it too, right? Yep. And, you know, everything you just said, yeah, man, I'm remembering, you know what I mean? So once you hit that record button, the first couple times that, let's say the first month that you were in there, did you ever get nervous? You know,
once you interviews?
Yeah, no, when you started by yourself. You're starting the show.
Yeah, when I cracked the mic, and that was the thing. It was our boss would tell us, if you crack that mic, you better be ready to say something. And you better have something to say. My old boss, his name was Bob Lewis. One of the things he used to say, and it's more the old-fashioned way of radio. Yeah. You can talk a little bit more about every different thing now, but the model was one thought per break. So get in and get out. Say one thing. So if we got movie tickets, hey, don't forget, we're giving out movie tickets for Reading Cinema. Listen up all weekend for your chances to win. Right here at Hot 94.1.
Yeah, you already got it.
Yeah, get in and out. But don't go into like, hey, man, we got movie tickets for this, and, you know, I'm excited to see this movie because this is all these other movies.
Now you're giving an opinion.
Yeah, you're stretching yourself out. Where people don't want to hear that. You know, if you do, and again, it's learning, it's have to be, again, quick, in and out. Hey, we got tickets to Reading Cinema this weekend, and any movie you want to see. I would go see Fast and Furious, but hey, that's just me. Listen up and win. Yeah. There you go. It's still the same break, still the same thought. You're able to put a piece of yourself inserted into it, but you just kept it moving. Yeah, yeah. So you're not dwindling on why you like Fast and Furious movies. You're just saying, hey, because technically the audience doesn't care. They just want to hear, they got movie tickets this week.
With the short expansion, attention span that's going on now.
They want to see, especially if we're doing something like, it's any movie you want to see. And if I just say, I would personally go see Fast and Furious. That's just an opinion that was quick and smooth.
A 1 second opinion, pretty much.
But they don't want to hear why I want to see Fast and Furious. No one cares. They want to see Harry Potter.
They heard free tickets. Yeah. They got free tickets, Harry Potter.
So basically you're saying that don't go too much in details with it. Just keep it just straight to it.
Keep it simple. That's all I can say about anybody. Keep it simple.
Yeah, you're right about that. Growing up in once again, you didn't want to get into radio. Did you listen to radio then growing up?
Like, okay, KKXX, Doug the Rule, all that. You know, there was no hip hop in radio whatsoever in the aging myself.
Like, you're good, man. 80s, it's more experience.
80s and 90s, there wasn't that. If you wasn't watching MTV or BET, you didn't know what was on the radio. But I think that helped me out. Because even with DJing, I fell into that. I didn't.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too. Yeah.
So I think that shaped me a lot musically before I even knew it. Because listening to those stations where there wasn't a lot of like hip hop or R&B, you would hear just everything. Even at one time when I grew up in this area, there was like 3 cable companies. Some cable companies didn't have BET. All we had was MTV and VH1.
VH1, yeah.
So staying in this area, there was no BET. So all I had to watch was VH1 and MTV. So a lot of people was tripping on me because I know so much, like I said, white music.
Yeah, so fucking alternative rock, all that, like contemporary rock, you know what I mean?
Fucking, yacht rock and all that type of shit. And then on top of that, I like it. So that makes it even funnier because I love hip hop and R&B, but I know like Phil Collins and George Michael and the Beach Boys.
Yeah, so you know that the names you just dropped right now, every different genres and stuff. But do you think that helped you out in the long run?
Yes.
Because, you know, I feel like when I grew up, you know, I grew up in LA and San Fernando. Okay. So I grew up with Big Boy's Neighborhood.
K-Day and
you know
what
I mean? Yeah, you know. So we even had Rick D's in the Morning over there, you know, Art LeBeau. Yeah, we had all those stuff, right? This is back in the 90s and stuff, you know what I mean? So I used to take a 3-hour bus ride to school every day, going and coming.
What part of the valley were you in?
So I lived in San Fernando, in Pacoima.
Okay.
All right. So it's kind of like by North Hollywood. You were on the other side, you know, the mountain and stuff.
Well,
you know
when I moved out there, we stayed in North Hollywood. I was like on Lancashire in that area. Yeah, North Hollywood.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. So we were somewhat close. You know what I mean? Because people think North Hollywood is Hollywood. No, it's a completely different. Yeah, it is not.
It is not.
So you have an idea of the radio stations that were out there. Yeah. So all I had for that 3-hour drive was my headphone, my Walkman.
Yeah.
Now, what I liked about it, back then I hated it because, like you said, you were forced to listen to Phil Collins, like you said.
Yeah, it was that's
you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, fuck, I can't skip this. I have to listen to it. But the more you listen to it, the more you like it. You start learning lyrics.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, like you're talking to all your homeboys who are listening to fucking Kid Frost out there. Hey man, you should listen to like Fleetwood Mac, man. What about Green Day? They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But that helps you out in the long run.
I was so like when hip hop started to get real big. I was so foreign on LA rap. Because other than NWA or Ice Cube or even Quick, you didn't hear because the MTVs and stuff, they always play a lot of East Coast stuff.
That is true. During that time.
So
during that time.
South Central Cartel, the King T's, even Mellow Man Ace, all these rap groups Latino that were rappers, from LA, I didn't get hip to them. Or WC and the Mad Circle, when all these West Coast rappers that came, Booyah Tribe and all
Booyah Tribe, the Samoans, dog. Oh, they go hard, bro.
Yeah. So I missed a lot of that. We were here in the West Coast, and I missed a lot of that culture, getting that out here in Bakersfield.
You were here during that time.
Yeah, you would get East Coast stuff, Tribe, Wu-Tang.
That's what it was over here in Bakersfield during the early 90s. I wasn't here during that time. I was in in the valley and stuff.
If you listen to rap, it'd be Run DMC, the LL Cool J's,
which is good music still.
Yeah, Kumo D. Those were the rappers that we knew
East,
because those were all. Even you having BET. BET didn't play a lot of West Coast rap. Like I said, if it wasn't NWA, or Ice Cube coming out, or even Hammer.
MC
Hammer's
Hammer,
from Oakland, but no one thought he was a gangster rapper. He was
he came out with the baggy pants.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
he was one of the hardest ones too.
So I didn't get a chance to really get into. And then when, like I said, my dad used to take us to LA a lot. The only stations we listened to was like I forget it. What was the one with Theo? Remember
out here?
No, it was in LA.
In LA,
it was like K-Day.
Why does that sound familiar, man? Yeah,
it was the B.
There was 102.7. Then there was 105.9.
Yeah,
92.3. The beat was it?
The beat. When they had like Theo. Theo was a smooth talking cat. You would think he was black, bro.
When you found out.
Theo was an Asian dude. Straight up Asian. And he was the smoothest. Same with Kevin Slow Jam James. Kevin Slow Jam James is a straight up old white man.
Yeah.
And he was on the Snoop Dogg records and everything. Oh,
yeah.
And
you would never think, huh?
Yeah, never would think that.
That's amazing, man.
Even at that time, I never said, I want to be a radio DJ.
Yeah. It was just something that was around you every now and then and stuff. But so you took inspiration from all these that you mentioned right now, which is really good too. You know what I mean? So getting into radio and stuff, like I said, it ain't easy. It's not easy going on a live microphone, especially when they told you, hey man, you got 2,000-3,000 listeners. Now it's like,
at 2 in the morning.
At 2 in the morning, when you thought you were like a little bit more on the safe side, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what I mean? So So moving, did you ever move to a earlier time slot during that time?
After that, we started doing more weekends, doing the mix shows, which was cool because I was more hype and it wasn't going song to song, it was more party stuff. So they moved me from overnights. I was still doing overnights, but they would just switch my schedule around, and I was doing like day shifts on the weekend, like kind of like it is how it is at Precious. I would do like a 2 to 6 shift. That type of stuff. So I thank them for believing me enough to put me in that position because it's levels. They want to see you're ready to go there. That's why they had overnights. But after I forget the era when we was doing bad with money. And that's why they stopped doing overnights because it was like, why are we paying you to do overnights? We can just run music. That's when they kind of switched me over to more day shifts and more evening shifts and mix show because they cut out doing overnights.
Is there more pressure the earlier you come on radio? Is there a little bit more pressure?
A little bit when you first start off, but again, the repetitiveness of it, you just get relaxed and you don't think about it. It's second nature to me to crack the mic now. I don't ever think, even if I don't have nothing to say, I'm gonna have something to say.
Yeah, there's always something here that
something
for real, man.
I was on there yesterday, and when we got the news about Irv Gotti.
Yeah, hey, R.I.P. Irv Gotti, man.
There's some news right
Murder Inc. Yeah, so that's something that you could talk about right there. You know what I mean?
Especially with the format of music we're playing, and I tell people, like it or not, I don't know if I need to be closer. Like when Ja Rule and 50 Cent had their beef.
Yeah.
And people are funny. When a rapper goes against another rapper, people will get on the bandwagon for one of those.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
We've experienced that this year with Kendrick. But at that time, it was Ja and 50, and I be telling people, you motherfuckers be lying like a motherfucker. Everyone liked Ja Rule when he was out there.
What? Nah, bro.
Everyone, you know all them love songs he had? Man. Ja Rule people was fucking with Ja Rule when 50 Cent.
Before 50 Cent came in. Yeah, Ja Rule. But when it was Holla Holla, right?
That
was hard.
And then he got to his love shit with Ashanti.
Man. Come on, bro. He sold records, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He sold records.
That's why I be telling them, like, y'all be lying. You was rocking with, like, some of y'all was with the Holla Holla days because he was busting. He had 2 good records of, like, MCing. And then when he got into the stuff with Ashanti and everything,
man,
like, ladies was loving the hell out of it.
Hey, but I guess you got to do what you got to do, right? Yeah, 50 Cent comes in with a whole new flow, different style, you know, more street, you know what I mean? But yeah, I remember those. I remember those beats.
That just goes to say, it's like if you like music, you like music. It doesn't matter who's putting it out there. I mean, it does, as long as it's not some weird shit. But if they make good music, then you're gonna rock with it.
We all listen to it.
Yeah,
we're all there for the Drake songs. We're all there
Drake
for the
no
Kendrick
more.
songs.
You was rocking Drake a couple of years back.
Exactly.
You was popping bubblies with Drake.
Yeah, for real. Fucking champagne. But yeah, you know what? I think the cool thing about MCs battling each other is it brings out the best in them.
Oh yeah, I love
now you're getting music where you're like, oh shit, I didn't know he had that kind of flow, and we all win at the end of that. As long as they keep it on wax, that's cool. But
Kendrick
you know,
did mention something about that. They was asking him, and he was saying,
he just recently had that interview. Yeah,
he said it was sport, and I like that because he could be the type of person that I'm gonna hold grudges and this and that. To me, it makes it seem like when people don't look at. I wouldn't even think he knows Drake that personally to be beefing with him. It's just good, like you said, it's a good sport to go there. And everyone he's went against with, whether people notice or not, he's been lyrical about it. When he did with Big Sean and all that type of shit. So, you know it's all good, bro. It's all funny games at the end and stuff. So you do radio, okay? Well, what comes next? You're DJing or you're acting? What comes next after DJing.
That? So
that
DJing.
Was another accident.
I just popped up to a party, you know. They needed a DJ. So tell us a story. Okay, tell us that story.
Because people think that because you're a radio, you're automatically a DJ. They think that you're automatically a DJ, which was not the case.
No,
this is a real quick story how it happened.
Yeah.
So me and my girl at that time, I don't know what happened. We came into some money. It was only like $300-$400.
Hell yeah.
Like, what are we going to do with this money? So I went to Guitar Center. I was like, give me those CDJs. And I bought a little Newmark CDJs, CD to CD.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers sat in my ear, sat in the box, unopened for about a year.
It looked nice.
Yeah, before I even touched them. Because I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I want to do this. Because I have a lot of DJ friends in this town, and I respect them. I've never, ever, you look at my history, I've never thrown, other people have, but I've personally never thrown DJ Kev King on my name.
Yeah.
Because I respect the art of DJing.
It's a whole situation.
Much. I DJ and DJ quite well, but I don't never put myself in the category as a lot of my DJ peers out here. I respect the fuck out of them.
Oh, hell yeah.
I can admit, I've never, there's only a couple of times I've touched vinyl. I'm not a big mixing and scratcher and all that. I can admit to that. I'm good at putting the music together and knowing good music that goes together, and I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. But I would never enter a DJ battle.
Yeah, you got your own style and stuff. Yeah, and every DJ has that.
And I respect all my DJ partners about that because
that's an art right there, man.
It's a straight up art. And I would never disrespect that art. I love it, but I would never, a lot of people are like, you're a DJ. I'm like, yeah, I am, but not like these motherfuckers. So
you know what I mean? Like, dude, like, so we just had this conversation yesterday. We were on another podcast. It's all DJs there. So we're the first guests, I guess, that, we're doing our own different thing. But I know a lot about DJing and stuff. I've done my homework. I tried to be a DJ back in the day. I felt miserably, dog, but I can respect everything that comes with it. Especially back in the day when they were mixing vinyl, bro.
Yeah.
They had the little chalk, where you get that little bit.
All that type of stuff.
Bro, like now you carry everything in a little drive, bro, a little thumb driving. But back then you had the little crates.
And that's the thing I respect about it. I'm like, it's easy. It's easier now to DJ. It's still not as easy because if you don't know music and know how to put music together, then there's the ultimate fail. That's the first thing about DJing. Yeah. Everything else is just bells and whistles to me.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to do all the simple basic without the computer doing everything, then you can somewhat kick it with these guys in their club a little bit.
Yeah, times have changed. The technology changes.
Because even when I first started, DJs are the ones that gave me certain equipment. Rest in peace, Alex G. He gave me my first amp to start with. I said, man, I got these new marks. I want to start DJing. And it was more just for the hustle. I ain't gonna lie. It was more I need to get some money.
Hell yeah.
So he gave me my first amp. He's like, you can have this and just get it up and running. And I started DJing for biker clubs, the black biker clubs.
Nice.
And it was so crazy because when you're in radio, I have access to all the music. So all my DJ friends will give me the library of the music, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Nice.
But everything was on CDs, so I had a fat
so these
book
are
of CDs.
How did you care? Did you have the luggages like I did back in the day, bro?
You know what, bro? I didn't have to. I didn't label nothing.
No way.
I had nothing labeled other than
shit.
Excuse me. Other than the words Kev Mix 1, Kev Mix 2.
But you don't know what's in there.
Yeah, I had to learn it. Because
fuck, you made it harder on yourself, dog. Hell yeah.
Because I did it, I knew where certain songs were. So I'm like, I didn't have to make a list. I'm like, okay, I know I put these certain songs in Kev Mix 5, and these certain songs are in Kev Mix 1. So I know which ones I'm dealing with. But again, it was the repetitiveness and memory. Because there was no computer at this time either.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. CDs. Yeah, 2 CD decks right there.
Figure out what song, and then like we do with headphones. Just like vinyl and everything, because you can't see what you're playing.
That was even more hard, man. Yeah. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, because I can't cue it up like that.
You got speakers, right? Mm-hmm. Bumping them vinyls, the little needle, fucking skips, man. Hear that. And you know what I mean? And to get, this is one of the conversations, again, that I had last night on this DJ show and stuff. And I told them, man, it's incredible how they would mark the vinyl where there was a 1 second sound bite. Boom. Yep. And then they mixed it with this other one that's still rotating while keeping the needle. Bruh. They fucked up those vinyls, bro. Like they fucked them up.
And those are the elements I always say again. I respect about the art form of DJing in itself, because that takes time, practice. It's very intricate. What I do, I'm just doing. I'm not trying to make less of it, but I'm just entertaining the people.
Hell yeah.
There are some DJs. This is their life. That's their art.
Yeah.
That's their canvas to be on there and mixing. We've gotten some of the dopest hip hop in the world based on a DJ just replaying this one part, or like you said, hitting that needle in that one spot. So I would never disrespect that.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of tracks came just by the Jackson 5 ABC.
Yeah, or James Brown.
You know what I mean? So I think it's difficult, and man, just like you said, I respect all DJs, man, because to keep the party going for 3-4 hours. Yeah. Non-stop, you know what I mean? And then you got people asking you, hey, man, play this track, That's like, it's just fucking nuts, dude. That's the whole situation.
At that time, there was less music. So you got a few records that you're only, and again, because it was vinyl and crates, you're only bringing a certain amount of records. And if you didn't bring that certain Rick James record,
that's it.
You're asked out for the night.
That's it, yeah.
Hey, we're Super Freak. Oh, I forgot it.
Oh, man, that shit's at the pad right now.
Yeah, with digital, we have everything. There's nothing I don't have that I can't play.
Yeah.
And then, even with downloading now on the spot, be like, well, if you ain't got it, I can get it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. Are you still enjoying, doing DJ? How do you still feel about that? Like, is it?
I want out now.
He's like, stop booking me, dog.
I ain't gonna say that, because when I play, I enjoy myself.
Hell yeah.
It does get a little tedious, because it's just like everything now. It's a little, everyone's doing it type thing, and I feel like I've made my mark on a lot of stuff. I think as a whole, I'm just ready to venture out into stuff that I've truly desired to do. Everything I've done has been a dream come true. It hasn't been the exact dream, but it's been, I'm blessed. I've been blessed to have make an actual career, not always a job. No, it was a career. I've been a radio DJ and whatnot for over 20 years. I never thought that way. The goal was one thing, and it turned into the next. But even that opened so many doors. I was able to do just amazing things that I never would see myself do. Like when a few years back at the Kern County Fair, Belle Biv DeVoe came out here.
Woo! Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I could perform with him.
Yeah.
And I saw that. That was
video, dog.
That was an opportunity that didn't happen on purpose. It was an accident. They was like, oh, who knows this song? And we had front row seats because of the radio.
Yeah.
I just jumped up. And they pulled me on. And then...
Yeah, you got down, bro. I saw that video.
And that was the surreal part about it is when I did it, it was an out-of-body experience, but I felt like even when I watch it, I'm like, man, I was doing that shit like I was a part of the group. I was just singing with them, all that type of shit. So those type of things, that's like dope, even man. Rest in peace, Art LeBeau. I was able to meet him one time.
Art LeBeau, Yeah.
I haven't got a chance to meet all my heroes in entertainment, but the ones I've met, even the people that are new in the business, I'm like, man, like I was saying earlier, like, I'm a part of your journey now. You're a part of mine.
Yeah,
and these people have won Grammys, like LMA. I've had interviews with I've interviewed Ty Dolla $ign like 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's cool, the vibes. And then when you interview people like that on a repetitive, they know you now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's up? It's Kev, all that type of shit. So that's the beauty of that too. And I would think to myself, when I see like I said with Ty Dolla $ign, he was hella cool, hella chill. We talk, crack jokes, all that type of shit. And then the other part of it, I was like, man, you're kicking it with Kanye West all the time. And not to say you want to kick it with Kanye West, because
you don't want to come off like that, but you do.
He knows him in a different way than what we see him in the light. Because I see like things and he's in the background or whatever.
Yeah, for real.
Or he'll be like, we did an interview, he'd be telling me, oh, I'm just me and Kanye are talking about something. Like, you're texting Kanye right now. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, tell him I said what's up.
Yeah.
I did a mini interview with Nick Cannon. We did the whole Kevin Hart joke. I said, I know you're friends with Kevin Hart, but I'm your new best friend. That's little Kevin, I'm big Kev.
There you go.
For them, and that's the cool part too, for them to play along with that type of stuff and not be too stuck up about their status.
They're still having fun with it.
Yeah, they're not too big for it. And that's what I do love about it. They're never too big to. There's a couple of interviews I was like, damn, I didn't like that. That was terrible. Rich the Kid.
All right.
Quick story, I did an interview with him, and it was so bad because I'm like, damn, I don't know how these niggas gave y'all money. Because, I mean, you're mediocrely okay as a rapper, and I'm doing my job. Yeah. But he came in, he was leaned up. He was just on so much lean. Yeah. So the interview would be, it was just weird. We do pre-interviews, and I had to chop it up and everything. I'm like, this is just going to be a train wreck of chopping up. Because he would be up, and he'd be like
slurring his shit.
Real slurry and down and all that type of shit. And I'm just getting answers out of him. And whatnot, and I'm like, I'm going to wrap this up. Usually my interviews take about 45 minutes because they got to get going. Yeah. I think I did that in like 15, 20 minutes. Like,
you know what? It's funny, man.
Out here.
I feel you, bro. Yeah. I did one interview like that where they weren't all there.
Yeah.
And I tried, but there's only so much. There's only so much to the point where I said, hey, I think it ended up being a 15-minute interview. That's the shortest one I've ever done. And, that's not your fault. You know what I mean? You're trying to give it your best because, you as a radio host, it's your job, try to get the best out of them. But when they're not all mentally there, it's like you can only
But you got to respect your professionalism, too. You're just not it's like, I'm not as big as you, but we're equals. I have to, get people to know you. And that's my job. So why are you making that hard for me? Don't make that shit hard for me.
For real,
I'm making you look good. You the one the label sent you out. And on top of that, he ain't gonna probably, whatever. This motherfucker couldn't read either. So, because, we give the artists liners to say for our shows and all that type of stuff.
Oh, those, yeah.
Yeah. And they're not complicated. We just say, hey, say your name, say DJs' names or these little catchphrases. Yeah. Like, hey, this is Rich the Kid, and I'm chilling on Hot 94.1.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
You know what? Hey, it's surprisingly enough, on our show, I'm going to have you do one of those later on tonight. Because,
what is the deal, bro? I am rocking out on
WD's nuts. You know what? But it's funny because, a lot of people can't do that. They can write a song, they can rap, they can play instruments, but when it comes down, all right, man, in 3, 2, you know what I mean?
It's weird.
It's weird,
sometimes, but writing slang was weird. Anything, if you're talking slang, that's one thing. That's how we talk. But when you see it on paper, even the people who are saying slang can't really read it. Like, you were like, what is this?
Yeah.
You were chilling with my homie. Who says shit like that? We do all the time.
I know. Like, come on, bro. And you just give them bullet points, right? You can word it however you want, but this is an idea.
Say, hey, say it however you want, but this is the gist of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wake your punk ass.
That's funny, yeah.
Romeo. Like, it's Romeo. That's not a hard word. Oh, what was that? We had our DJ Noe G. That was one of the hardest things they would have to say is Noe G.
Really?
And it's just
three letters
in the
G, dog.
It said no, no.
They read it in one word.
No, not. Like, there is a space and a capital. It's not like it's just one word.
And you're making more money than me.
Yeah.
So that's hilarious. Yeah, I ran into those situations already. So let's talk about your patch. Okay, you were talking about acting, right?
Yes.
Is that's where your mindset is at right now? That's the goal right now and stuff.
That was always the
okay,
goal.
so what motivated you to get into acting? What
I grew up a couch potato. I watched TV. I wouldn't say it wasn't an issue of no friends. I was just a loner kid. I just
you like to be by yourself.
Yeah, I had friends, but I love TV. I just love TV.
Yeah,
I grew up watching them. All the I think I wouldn't say 70s, but 80s is just, to me, one of the best decades. Toys.
Sitcoms, or what are we talking? Oh, movies.
Yeah, movies, sitcoms,
okay, toys. Yeah.
Those three things. I wouldn't say as much music, but the 80s era was the best of everything. Like, I used to tell my kid, like, don't fuck with me because you could have easily been named Optimus Prime.
You were on Transformer now.
Yeah, because we had the best of all that. So
80s, dog, for real.
We used to get up and would spend, I think, at that time, Saturday morning cartoons started, the good ones started at 7.
In the morning?
No.
6
in the morning.
You gotta be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
6 to watch the best of these cartoons on Saturday morning.
What do you remember watching?
Oh, don't get me started.
So go ahead, give me the lineup. 6:30, 7.
Well, the difference is weekday cartoons and there's the weekend cartoons.
Yeah.
So He-Man, of course, Transformers, G.I. Joe, even the off ones like Thundercats.
Thundercats, what I was going to say.
Silverhawks. Not as much the girl shows, but even they had a show called Arcade, Saturday Morning Arcade. So it was renditions of arcade games that were cartoons. Donkey Kong, Pac-Man,
Zelda
Hubert,
and stuff.
Super Mario Brothers. What else?
Those were dope, man.
The Scooby-Doos.
They had Pac-Man for a while.
Pac-Man, Laugh Olympics. The list goes on and on.
Hell yeah.
Even when Disney was cracking, I used to fuck with DuckTales.
Tailspin.
Yes! Tailspin, bro. And then I would watch that, I'm like,
Darkwing Duck.
Kid Cloud Kicker, that's a dope name. I'm gonna name my kid.
I'm gonna throw one in. Y'all remember the Snorkels?
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Get Along game.
Man.
Gummy bears. That was a time where you can be a boy or a girl and watch these cartoons.
Oh yeah,
unless you was getting real deep into like My Little Ponies or
Care Bears,
or like Jim or anything like that. Then you kind of like in the girl section. Everything else was for everyone. Oh, I used to be huge on Ghostbusters.
Oh hell yeah, the original, not the remakes that because there was a lot of them after and stuff. Yeah, the original,
the original Ninja Turtles.
I love Ninja Turtles. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle, dog?
Michelangelo.
Or
Leo. It's those two.
I've always been Raphael.
Everyone's a Raphael,
bro. What about you, Cadillac?
Michelangelo.
Because he was just chill. I love pizza. Because I love pizza. Like you love pizza.
There you go, man.
And I remember going to the movies. I used to go to movies a lot. Especially around here when they have Stockdale 6.
Yeah.
Movies galore. Just horror movies. It didn't matter what kind of movies it was.
Okay, so I've noticed that you posted that you like retro horror movies. Is that what you're... I'm huge on horror, bro.
The first Nightmare on Elm Street. I wouldn't say the first. Not till 3. To me, not till 3 where Nightmare on Elm Street were pretty good.
Was that the Dream Child? Or
that was the first one. Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors. There you go. That was the third one. Yeah.
That was and to me, that was like the first one that had like celebrities in it before that. Like Lawrence Fishburne was in there.
Yeah. Okay. Back when he was, you didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, all those cats were in it. And the first two were okay. Like, and not the... They always call the second one, and I'm not saying it to be biased or anything, but they call Nightmare on Elm Street 2 the gay Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, yeah.
I've heard about that.
They call it the gay one. And the reason why is because the main character, even though he was a male and he had a girlfriend, just the way the whole movie plays out.
Yeah.
I think even the writer, the director say, it was intended to be a homosexual character.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because it wasn't a good horror movie.
Yeah, it was. It really wasn't
scary at all.
Yeah.
So I didn't like those first two, but the Halloweens.
So you like the more known?
Even I was underground.
Yeah, I was more into underground stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean.
You remember what was it? It was like an English one, like from London, Rawhead Rex.
I haven't seen that.
It's
I'm gonna have to look that up.
One, probably like in the 70s about this beast. That's what they called it, Rawhead Rex. So I like them all, even the underground ones. Yeah. Even the movies that I know will freak me out, I would still watch them.
Hell yeah.
I love them now. I hate zombies.
Zombies, okay.
Fuck, hate zombie movies.
You just don't like
at that time. I didn't
at that time, okay.
Because like dead people coming after you. That's fucked up.
And they're slow too. You know what I mean? Like you get away. You know?
They are slow, but they managed to still get people.
Yeah.
It was what was the one that changed the zombie game?
There was Light of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
There's Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
You know, was it a George A. Romero one?
No, it was
28 Days Later.
It was the remake. It was the Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, okay, yeah,
where
yeah.
it was kind of campy, and this is the first time I think they made the zombies talk, and they were saying brains.
Yeah, brains.
Brains.
Yeah. It took them several years.
It took them several years,
and then 28 years later, that's when they started running.
Yeah,
now it's like, oh shit! Now that shit got serious. Now,
now you really, what am I supposed to do now? Now they running. That was the thing that always killed me about Jason. Like, he was a slow walking motherfucker. He would always catch him somehow.
Killed everybody.
Yeah. Like, there's not that much tripping in the world for you to fall down like that. It would trip me out.
Did you ever like movies like The Exorcist?
Yes.
You know, there's another, not a lot of people know about this other movie. I don't know if you do. It was an underground movie that came out maybe 2 years before The Exorcist. It has to do with exorcism. The original name of it is called The Tempter. And then when they brought it here to the States, they changed it to Antichrist. It's on. I
think I've seen.
What was that?
Was it like back in the 70s or just recently?
Yeah, it's like 2 years before The Exorcist.
The actual Exorcist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That shit is crazy, bro. It is crazy. Yeah. It's on. What's that free app? Tubi. Yeah, it's on Tubi. It's under Antichrist. I'll send it to you.
I'm gonna look that up,
dude. It's fucking wild,
I used to
bro.
be in all that, even the blaxploitation movies.
I love blaxploitation.
Cooling High,
Pam
Grier.
Pam Grier. Till this day, dog.
Yeah, to this day, she still look good. To this day,
coffee, dog.
And you know those movies, that was the thing. As a little kid, you just hoping for just hope to see one titty.
Yeah, I know, just one, dude. Never, ever.
And that was it. Like all those movies from back in that era, like my dad made us watch, like The Mac and fucking.
The Mac is another one right there.
Like, I was just a movie kid. That's all it was. I love movies. When Spike Lee got big, I was a big fan of him.
He wrote a lot of good movies.
Just every genre of film that I like. And then when I went to film school, they had us studying even more people that I never liked. Orson Welles and.
They went all the way back. Orson Welles, Citizen Kane, right?
Kane and watching. I even like musicals. That's one of the biggest shockers that people. Yeah, I don't like all musicals, but I enjoy a good musical.
Now, you like to watch it on TV, or do you go live and watch the performances?
I wouldn't mind seeing them live, but most of them I grew up on TV. Like, I mean, we all did, so I don't understand why people look at me crazy when I say I like them. Like, we all seen Mary Poppins at one time. When you was in elementary school, and we had that day when we showing movies. That's the type of shit they were showing. Yeah. They wasn't showing nothing else.
Yeah, for real.
Grease. I love Grease.
Oh, man. Hey, look, Kev, for Halloween... You had the little Papa Thor happening, dog.
Here's the other story about me and Grease. So not only do I like Grease, that's the first Grease is not even my favorite Grease. It's Grease 2.
No way, with Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer, dog, and that English dude?
That's my favorite one.
Why, bro?
I know all the songs on that motherfucker.
I need an explanation.
I've self-proclaimed it because people were like, not only you like musicals, we like one of the worst musical movies ever. Dude. I'm like, nah, that shit is cracking.
Only one original character, right? Which is Dottie?
Dottie, yeah.
That's the only one. Man, why I know that? I don't know.
You like Grease too, goddammit. Don't give me that.
You like Grease too.
That is, I tell you people something.
Nah, hey, we're on camera right now.
That is so detailed for him to know, for him to be like, I don't know.
Out of all the characters.
He said, look, I was going to let the Michelle Pfeiffer part pass, because that's the movie she even does interviews for. She says, I hated Grease 2.
She even said that, huh?
Yeah, because immediately after Grease 2, she did Scarface.
Yeah, so totally different.
Her career just catapulted from Scarface, not Grease 2. But just because he said Dottie was in there, I know he likes
I like
Grease
part 1
2.
better.
Everyone likes 1 better, but I know he knows Grease 2. A lot of people like, I don't even know Grease 2. How get you like that?
I can't bullshit no more, huh?
Know that.
So musicals now, right? Wicked.
I want to
see it. Did you see it?
No, my daughter tells me it's great. I want to
check it out.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
It's a long ass movie.
Yeah.
Drink some coffee. Check it out. and then get at me. Let me know what you think.
I will.
Because that music, it's really good.
I don't mind these really modern musicals if they're put together good. Then I'm okay with it. Like I love, and I think most of it because I grew up in theater. Like when I was all through high school, I did theater. So those type of things would make me enjoy it more because I know the background behind it. Like I like West Side Story.
West Side Story.
Even the remake they did was pretty good. A lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't really like it.
It was okay. But
I mean,
nothing ever compares to an original.
Yeah.
So, but I can appreciate where they was trying to go with it. So I don't mind a good musical. The only thing I don't like is a bad musical. Like
what's a bad musical? There's
fucking Color Purple, the musical.
Oh, they fucked that up.
Why would you make a musical? First of all, if you've seen the movie Color Purple, there's nothing really good about this movie.
There isn't.
And when I say
ain't nobody singing on that shit.
The contents of the movie, it's about a man beating master, a mister, and all this. How do you turn that to a musical? You know what I'm saying? Harpo.
Ain't nobody trying to sing in that shit.
It was. We all know Color Purple because they have the parts we all know.
Yeah.
But really, it's a tragic story.
It is, dude. Yeah, how do you make a song out of that shit? You know what I mean?
I did not see the Color Purple play or the play movie of it. I was like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, you stick with the original, and that was good enough.
That's another thing I don't do anymore. I don't watch slave movies.
You don't watch.
The Django was my last movie I saw.
Man, that was kind of recent.
But like 12 Years a Slave and all these other slave movies. I don't do slave movies.
Why is it? Let me just real quick.
I just think in certain aspects, we've heard this story before.
It's the same repetition of
even in a fantasy. That's why Django was cool because this is not real. It's fantasy.
Yeah,
so you take a character who was a slave and you have this man teaching him how to get his revenge and get his wife back from the people who own them. That's a revenge movie. That's why I love Tarantino.
Yeah. They put a spin on it. Yeah,
put a spin on something like movies do that all the time. They can take a historical event and put their own spin on it.
Yeah, but I feel you on that, because there is some Latin movies out there. I was just recently watching the Lisa story. I don't know if you saw it.
Did you see it? Was it good?
So, man, well, let me tell you real quick.
Be careful with Lifetime.
Yeah. The only thing that's good about Lifetime is Unsolved Mysteries, and that's exactly it. You know what I mean? But, like, it's a typical fucking Latino story. The drunk father beats his mom up, and, and they speed the first 12 minutes, she's already famous.
Wow.
So it's kind of like they speed raise, but there's a lot of that Latino, you know what I mean, stereotype.
You gotta do the
I'm like, come on, damn it. There's not one positive Latino in there, But I mean, that's just what I haven't finished it yet, but because I kind of tuned out, bro. I was like, come on, man, she's already famous, 12 minutes in.
All right, for you to say that, like, you're trying to be intrigued with a story about your culture of people or how they be, because it was such a long time before I even knew Lisa was Latina.
All right, you didn't know about that.
All her music, she's got full force behind her and all that shit, breakdancing and shit.
It's not like the main focus of
so
the
they
music.
never really kind of put that out there. At least I didn't. As a kid, I never thought they did. Yeah, and it wasn't until I was an adult. I'm like, oh, Lisa, Latina artist. I never thought about that because everybody in her background, they're band players. They brothers. With cut off shirts on, swollen gun curls. So
even like who's the other one? Was Lisa Marie?
Tina Marie.
Yeah. Like nobody knew she was a fucking white chick, bro. Like, man, she could sing, dog. She could sing SANG, bro. Yeah. She could sing her ass off, bro. When I saw the video, I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah, I when she passed away, because I think she was early. Like, she was only 51 or 52.
Because she started very young. You know what I mean?
She was dope, though.
Yeah, she was hella dope, man.
See, that's what disappointed me about Lifetime movies. Like, you guys are only going to tell a piece of the story that's... Yeah. I guess you're telling the story that people want to hear as opposed to, like, tell the part you don't want people to know about. Yeah. Not like you just said, oh, you're just going to show her at first getting beat by her daddy and then, boop, I'm famous.
Wonder if you take me home. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But yeah, man, like that's what it is, man. Wow. Okay, tell me about being on stage, man, because you always wanted to do that. You're on stage, man.
Love it, bro.
You're acting. You're in character. Yeah. You got to, like, you really have to put yourself in that character, right?
Especially doing live, like doing plays and stuff, you gotta know your lines. If you don't know your lines or don't know your cues for your lines, you can fuck up a whole scene. Like if you skipped ahead, if you're reading a line to another character, and you skip a whole page, they gotta come back. Either they learn to pull you back to that part where you were on, or they have to skip ahead with you. And that fucks the whole story up.
It throws the whole thing off.
It throws it off.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah. And it's just like anything we do live. It's just, there's no turning back from it. I used to this day, and again, I'm like, I don't know if it's too late or what. Who knows? Never say never. Like going back to the Love and TV, Saturday Night Live. Love Saturday Night Live.
I tried, man. I tried to get into it. Recently, they've been pretty good.
Yeah.
But there was a couple years it was kind of rough.
Had their ups and downs. Yeah. So they're on their 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of documentaries about it.
Yeah, I saw some.
We never knew. Yeah. And one of them was how they put the show together in 1 week. Then I thought about it, like, I don't know if I want to be on this motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. Did you see the movie?
Yeah, that was good.
Bro,
I saw it a couple weeks ago.
I saw it like 3 different times because there's so much going on in the background that you missed the first time.
Yeah.
Now, you know, like you've heard a lot of the stories already, right?
Yeah.
They're all well known. Chevy Chase, you know what I mean, and everybody, right? But that movie was so well put, especially the speed.
For their first night, and this is all the movie is about. It doesn't show them doing the show. Yeah. It shows them trying to put the show together.
Yeah, man.
Within an hour, they have all these things going on. And I thought that movie captured, because when you watch these documentaries, you can see exactly what they're talking about. Like, damn, even to this day, it still functions like that. Like, we have this amount of time to do this and do that. And sketches will get cut. You might not get yours on. Will get it on and get cut or all these type of things. So the ones that they say are going on, even if they don't get on, they built sets for them. Like they were showing the dude with the bricks. Doing all
one by one. Nobody wanted to help him.
Yeah, that was so fucked up. It is, man. And I said that shit like, oh yeah, don't get up now to help this motherfucker.
At the end, at the very end. Very well put though. That movie, the pace of it was just, it keeps you on your fucking feet. You know what I mean? Throughout the whole movie.
I just love entertainment, bro.
That's dope.
I don't think I'll do anything else. It was never nothing else, ever.
How do you deal with I don't know if you've dealt with a role where it was an emotional scene? Yeah. Whether it be very happy or sad?
I've come love them.
How do you, because you're reading this off of a page, right? Yeah. So you yourself have to come with that emotion. How do you mentally get prepared for something like that?
Well, it's understanding, however, the person who wrote it, how their character, and ask questions. If you don't, most of the time a director will say, you know, this is your character, interpret this person however you want to. Like, that's easy to say, but I can't interpret this person as this type of way because it has to also contrast with the other characters in this. So give me an outline of how this person's persona is in a way, and then I'll take it from there.
Oh, some background.
Yeah, give me something about this character, because that's big when you're writing like character development. Because if this character is not this way, then you can't react off of me being that way. If I'm narcissistic and an asshole and this and that, then whatever I say to you, you're not going to react to it that way because I'm not acting like a narcissist. You're acting like
that's interesting, person. Man. It ain't easy. It ain't easy.
It's all about reacting to each other, taking dialogue. And you know, it's so crazy. I'm saying all this, and I'm just in my head right now. I'm like, because I haven't written anything. I want to make a movie. I'm like,
man, you should.
I'm saying stuff that I know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not applying it.
Why not? I mean, okay,
like
so what?
Like, this is what you do with a character.
Yeah, like, I'm listening. I'm fascinated by all this.
Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know Kev King knew all this shit.
Next time. Good.
I was like, bro, we're going to talk about music and radio. You're over there schooling us right now, so I'm being an actor.
But that just, you know, that type of thing just now just resonates to me and myself. Because you remember at the Bakersfield, I don't know if you remember, one of my speeches, I go all over the place sometimes. Yeah. One of my speeches was the fact that I always consider myself an underdog. Not just with the public, but with myself. Because I don't give myself enough credit for what I've done and who I am. You know, it's kind of like you got to believe in yourself. And I do, but I need to do it more. Because I tried not to be an asshole and a diva and big in my head like, I'm Kev King, you should have me and all that. I try to be real cool about shit because it could have happened to anybody, you know. And if you're going out for a dream, whether it be acting, whatever it is, you gotta believe that you can do it. Yeah. And it took me a while to start, even while I was in the midst of it, and still in my head, I'm thinking, I wonder if they're buying this. And you can't think that way because you're a fraud. Yeah. Instead of being what you desire to be, you're doing it. So don't question yourself. Don't question yourself about what you're doing if this is what you want to do. And I had to learn that within myself. It wasn't taught. I had to learn to teach myself, like, if this is where you want to be and where you're at, then why are you tripping? I'd be tripping with myself. Like I said with radio, I hate the way I sound. But everyone else is, you sound good. You sound great. No, I don't.
You know what? Yeah.
No, I don't.
I went through the same situation, man. I went through the same situation.
Yeah. And it's not that people are lying. It's just,
no.
You got to believe in yourself.
Sometimes we do it to ourselves. Like we mind fuck ourselves.
I'm real big on that. And I'm even at this age, I've learned way much over the years. I have people I credited for that brought me out of my shell to make me more presentable to doing this. But it took me a long time to break out of my shell and say, I always say I'm a late bloomer because I didn't get into radio until my mid-20s. Most people that start radio like teens and late teens.
Yeah.
So I got in so late. And again, when I moved back down there, I said, if I don't come back down here to take over, then what am I going to do? Yeah. Because I don't want to be working in the fields. I don't want to do security. I don't want to do a regular job. That just wasn't me. I don't want to do nothing regular.
Yeah, you felt that you were meant for something.
Yeah.
That's the way that I feel about myself. Yeah. And that's what everybody that's around me.
Full
I always tell them.
Head. I'm like, do it.
Like we all have talent in us.
Yeah.
But most of us don't even take that first step to even.
If we don't bring it out, it ain't up to other people to see it and bring it out. And I had to learn that the first time around when I did radio, because I left the first time with a chip on my shoulder, because the night show was open and they bring outsiders in. And I'm like, I've been here for these years and I deserve that. Yeah. But I didn't give them nothing for them to feel like. At that time, I didn't give them nothing to make them feel like, you need to be in this. We want you. Because I was just starting. I'm unsure of myself. I'm not giving them a personality that says you deserve prime time. So when I left, I did my little LA talent management thing, and I came back. My mentality, I think that was the Hollywood shit that made me have a different mentality.
You think you had to just check yourself a little bit?
Yeah, because I moved to LA on some other dreams, and me and my ex, we became talent managers.
Nice.
So I'm dealing with actors. So now I'm on the other side. I'm like, went from wanting to be an actor, now I'm dealing with actors and trying to help them live their dreams. Yeah. So one thing I used to tell them was like, I can't believe in your dream more than you. I can only help you with that. I can tell you all day. Like, you come in as an actor, I'm like, I see where we can put you in movies and this and that. But if you don't give me nothing to go off of, I can't sell you. That was my job. I'm supposed to promote you and sell you. Yeah. But if you're not believing in yourself, there's nothing I can sell. So it's, again, you got to eat your own words. You can't just be spewing this out to people and expecting them to buy it, and you're sitting in the corner like, oh my God, I can't. Oh, man, I can't hit the stage. I can't do this and I can't do that. But you just told this kid, do it. Live your dreams. You got it. You got the talent. What are you doing with yourself? So when I came back, that was the mentality I had to come back with and say, look, if I'm going to be out here, I'm going to take over. I started just going out all the time, doing everything. Like I said yes to everything. I was going to all the clubs. Even if I was there for a few minutes, I used to put when social media started to get cracking, I used to put hashtag I'm everywhere, because that's what I wanted to do. I'll just go everywhere. Wherever my DJ friends were spinning, I would show up. Even if I was there for a minute, show up, support them, do a little video, I'm out to the next spot. And I was just, again, campaigning. You're going to get to know me.
It was necessary to go through that.
Because if
it's
you're not
hard work.
It was.
But you were doing it.
Yeah. All the shows, all the events, all the support everybody, because they'll support you back.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I had to adopt that mentality, because I was like, again, it's now or never. Because I'm already old.
You're not that old, Dr.
Well, at that time when I came back, I was already close to the 40s. Yeah. So being that it's still a young, anybody younger than me, 10, 15 younger than me, can come in and swoop and take that. So I have to prove to my counterparts that I got this. Yeah. And I had to tell them that before I got the night show. I had to tell them. They was like, why should we let you? I'm like, because it's me. And on top of that, look at the work I've been putting in. I'm doing stuff with or without radio involved. So I was doing things without having radio involved in it, but I would still make it a point to represent the radio. So if I'm in LA at a industry party or whatever, that the radio didn't hook up, I'm still acting as if I'm the radio person that did that. That way, these people can say, hey, this kid, he's got what it takes to hold our station up and represent us even when we're not there.
Yeah.
So I took over that.
For real, that's real talk. Yeah.
That's why I was talking about. You don't see me smoke weed or doing no ratchet ass shit.
No man,
camera. Because my bosses were watching. I remember there was a time where we was DJing at a club, and it wasn't the best of clubs. It was a little hood. And one day my boss comes up to us and says, "Hey, I see you're DJing at this spot over here." We're like, yeah. He was like, "Okay, that's cool. Just be careful how you put yourself out there because you're still under us. So you're
representing them.
You're representing us. So if we don't want our night guy at a place where all can be hugged up and be like everyone's just smoking and doing ratchet ass shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Pick and choose on how you present yourself because people, it's a family station, number one, and people are always going to look at you in a certain way.
Yeah,
so we have to represent that the right way so it won't look like, oh, he's just doing some ghetto shit.
That's some good tip. That's a good advice right there, man. That
it's entertaining.
Yeah,
you know, you can come across, there's people on the platforms now that can do that, but that's their lane they can stay in.
Yeah. You're not.
You can't
on
do
that
it both ways.
Yeah,
you can't. Be
You're right about that. Yeah.
You know how many adult film stars are also on NBC sitcoms right now. You don't get that because either you're gonna stay in this lane or not. If you're gonna get out of there, you're out of there. You're not gonna keep
you're right about
going
that.
both ways. You're not gonna be in a movie with The Rock one week and then it's like, hey, don't forget to go to my
website over here.
To my OnlyFans. So look me up on Pornhub.
Yeah,
and then you can also see my video taking all this meat and whatever. that type of shit. So in the entertainment,
damn, bro,
it's still a machine where you have to pick and choose your battles within this business. Because if you on the wrong side of it, you're not going to get nowhere.
Yeah,
just
for
not.
real. Damn, Kev, we've learned a lot today.
I'm having
you know
fun.
What?
There's so much more. Bring me back.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming out. We went from me seeing you in the restroom at the Bakersfield Music Awards to you coming on my show.
I wasn't the asshole.
You were good. You were good. This is like for real though. It's an honor to have you on the show.
No, thank you.
I really want to thank you because. Like I said, I've given invitations to others and everybody turned me down, but not you, man. You came over here, man.
Why would
you hung out with us and everything. So,
because to me, people are hearing a certain part of me and my story that they don't know because they think,
I didn't know all of this. Yeah,
a lot of people don't know because I do video. I still do videos and videography to this day, and I'm wrapping up. Yeah. So a lot of people, every time I do somebody's video or do something when it comes down to film. Kev, I didn't know you did film. Like, I've always done film.
I've always have.
People don't pay attention to certain things. They just see you as one. But I
as
do
the
it
radio
all.
host.
I'm a one-man show. I've done it all. I've done stand-up. I've been in plays. I've been in commercials.
That's fascinating, dog. What commercial were you in, dog?
This is way back. It was a Fox Kids commercial.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go find it, bro.
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you.
Fox Kids, huh?
I did a short movie. You remember, you seen the movie Get Out?
Yeah.
You know, the one that played the mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in a short film with her. I got pictures with her and everything. And this short film wasn't nothing but it was a short film / music video. It was called Heaven.
Around what year are we talking about?
It was about 3 years ago.
Okay, so just recently. Okay.
Yeah, just recently. So,
shit, man. That's fucking dope, man. That's hella dope.
Maybe it's just me, like I was saying, I downplay myself at times where I'm just not into... Look at me, I'm Kev King. Look what I've done.
No, yeah, but hey, man,
because I'm too broke for that. It'd be different if I was rich as fuck from this shit. Yeah, but I'm still, paying bills like everyone else.
Yeah, you're doing it. Fucking PG&E bill. Yeah, you're doing it though. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I admire, man, from your career is that, man, you were out there. You were just at the right place at the right time, and you made it into something. You know what I mean? I got some shotgun questions for you. All right, before we wrap this up, okay? Because I know you got to go and stuff. What is your proudest personal accomplishment with everything that you've done?
So my what?
Your proudest personal accomplishment?
Getting the night show.
Bam.
That was the goal.
Hell yeah.
When my counterparts, my predecessors before me, like Tino Cucino, he was the last one that did the night show before me, and I used to relieve him when I was still kind of doing weekends and overnights, and I've learned. So he's younger than me, and I learned so much from him because he didn't act like a certain way because he was Tino Cucino. Yeah. He was out here just recently doing a comedy show.
Yeah, he's still doing it too, yeah.
So the things that he's done, leaving here, going to bigger and better things, and for me to step in those shoes and at that time to continue the success of the night show in my own way, that was big for me.
Hell yeah.
Real quick, the radio doesn't do a lot for local artists. They don't play their music. Some radio stations don't. So one thing I had started was the Hot 16.
Yeah.
You have artists come in and just spit bars.
Yep.
And to me, the best thing I can do is at least talk to you, give you an interview, whether it's 5-10 minutes, about what you do in your music. I may not be able to play your music, but we're going to shine the light on you some way so we can do that. And that was another personal thing along with the radio that I was proud of, because at that time I did it. I've had over about 180 rappers.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
Talk to me and spit their stuff. I never said anything to them to make them discouraged. Everyone has their dream. Who am I to say you're not a good rapper? I let everybody in.
Yeah, hell
and we
yeah.
got people who give you feedback. Oh, they were cool, they weren't cool, whatever. That wasn't my choice. My choice was to give someone with a dream a smidget, because even if they had that dream to be a rapper or entertainer and they lost it, they stopped doing it, at least at one time they could say I was on my local radio station, my town, my city. They heard me do my thing.
Yeah, it's up to you where you want to take it from there. You know what I mean?
And that's something I'm very proud of when it comes down to that.
That's fucking dope, man. I like that. Besides all these activities that you do a lot, and I learn a lot. What other hobbies do you have?
Those are my hobbies. Is my job. I would like to say it'd be something different. It isn't. I love entertainment. I'm an editor. I do sketches. I need to write more.
Yeah, you got to get that movie going.
Yeah, movies. I'm stay watching movies. I stay learning about the craft of like all that type of stuff. So those hobbies. I'm a family person at the end of the day. Like, I enjoy spending time with my friends and my family, my girl, my kids. That's my downtime. We're just chilling, watching a movie, barbecuing, playing dominoes. Those are the downtime hobbies. Yeah. Everything else is work.
Hell yeah. Man, I feel you on that, bro. I noticed that you post a lot of positive quotes out there.
Yep. Which
one is your favorite one?
I couldn't tell you.
You have a lot of good ones out there. You know what I
mean? Any quote that keeps you mentally going, because I come from a place of back in the days, like I said, if you can read in between the lines, being unsure of myself, and those go on the lines of self-esteem, depression, all that. Mental health is big with me. So I try to put those type of quotes, even if they're not my own quotes, just putting those out there, because you never know who needs it. Bam. Whoever's going to see it, they need it. I could be on my highest, best day or my lowest day, but you put something out there and that might change someone's perspective.
Yes.
Or anything. And it helped me stop thinking, woe is me. You know, you have to be realistic about everyone goes through this, not the same thing, but just about the same thing, whether you're rich or poor. We all have those ups and downs. This is going to sound crazy. I had a friend, he was upset. He was like, oh man, my lights got turned off. I'm this and that. I said, man, God is gangster, yo. He was like, what? What does that mean, God is gangster? I said, anybody can get it. And when they say he's a merciful God and all that, whatever you have in religion, at the end of the day, anybody can get it. You can be on your best day and you break your leg.
Yeah.
Get hit by a car.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Your bitch will leave you.
Yeah.
You know, the cable goes out.
Yeah.
We all have our good days and our bad days, and we just can't always be hard on ourselves and say, oh, why me?
Yeah.
And I used to be that way. I used to be a Charlie Brown a motherfucker. I used to be like, man, I can't never kick. And it's funny because you say shit like that to yourself. I can't never kick the football. But then I sit back and think, I've kicked so many footballs.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So I can't think of those bad times, be like, oh man, why is this always happening? It's bad luck or whatever. And I'm like, it's not bad luck. It's just, that's life. That's just the way things happen.
Hey, sometimes it's just a moment.
It's just a moment.
In a couple minutes in your whole day.
Yeah.
24 hours.
I especially after I had kids, I tried to put that on them because I didn't want to be a downer to my kids. And then my kids are both adults now. So when my daughter calls me up and she has life problems, I'm saying, I don't want to ever discount what she's saying. I'm just saying, hey, it bees like that sometimes. It's not you. Learn to sometimes, when I say it's not you, it doesn't mean it's not a personal thing. And then sometimes people don't understand certain things that do happen, it is because of you.
Yeah.
Not because you deserve it, because some things you probably did went a certain way. Like, oh, okay, I bought tickets to a concert. The concert got canceled, so I lost money. That's not your fault.
Yeah,
so you can't say, oh, why does this happen to me? It happened to thousands of people who
bought tickets. Not just you, dog. Yeah.
Not to this concert. So
for real.
Things happen, like you said, these are moments.
Yeah.
They're not the things that's going to shape your life. Take advantage of the ones that will shape your life.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing.
I like that.
You know, don't dwell on stuff or things that you're not like. People like, there was a time where there was a situation where she lost shoes. I know people are shoe collectors.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
That's an expensive habit.
Yeah.
She got into a situation where she lost shoes. Oh, she's just in the uproar. It's stuff. It's just stuff. I get it. I have stuff too. If I lost it, I've lost stuff before and I was pissed, but it'll come back. Or you'll have something different from that.
You got 10 other shoes.
Yeah, 10 other shoes. And you can't, if you was to die today, you can't take it with you.
There you go.
Like bury me with my dunk lows. So I try to be on that level all the time because, again, I wouldn't say it if I didn't live that. And I had to pull myself out of that because everyone goes to a dark place where they don't want to do it no more. They feel like it's not worth it. Yeah. Why am I here type shit? And then you think about it like I just recently started taking this thought process. Everyone's a winner at one time. And the first time we were winners was the conception of us being born.
Yep.
That one sperm got that egg, and that was us.
Out of
that
those
was your
millions,
first race you won. Could have been any of these little motherfuckers, but it was you that came out at the race. You got the goal to hit that egg and got the race.
I'm going to use that speech
when you're down on your luck, you be like, oh, why me? Be like, man, you was competing against millions of these motherfuckers just swimming at this shit, and it was you that got to that egg.
Yeah,
so be happy that you're in this world. Life is tough. It goes quick. But at the same time, if you slow down, like you said, live in the great moments, you can enjoy it. So when you're old or you get to that age, you can just say to yourself, you can remember the bad times, but you're going to really know the good times.
Bam,
and those
there
are the things you're going to hold on to.
For real. That's real talk right there.
And that's how I started thinking about, like, man, I want to be 80 years old and cool about what I've done in life.
Yeah.
Whether it was good or bad, I don't want to regret nothing and be like, man, this is cool.
You did something.
Yeah, I was on the Bug podcast. We was chopping it up. That's dope to me because,
I appreciate that, man.
Like I said, our paths are crossing. Why would I say no to that? Because we're helping each other.
Yeah, for real.
Live our dreams. I'm happy to be here because I'm,
shit.
Because I'm back in a place where, after I lost my shit at Hot and I'm at a new station, I'm rebuilding again. I'm back.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say at the bottom because I have a name down, but I'm rebuilding in a new place. So I have to get back out there and start letting people know, hey, I'm at this station now.
Taking all that experience with you and stuff. Yeah, that's one of the things that I didn't touch upon it because I don't know if you wanted to touch on that.
No, that's all good.
But I did realize that something happened where you were no longer in that station and stuff. You know what I mean? And then I noticed, a couple months, like a month or two later, you reposted on another station, and so I was like, oh shit, man, like he's back. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking dope. And I like the video that you posted.
It could have been over. It could have been like that's it. But people now know in the business. My man Drewski, he used to work over there on the other side with us. Excuse me. When I told him what happened, he was like, "We got a spot for you," and he opened it up.
Hell yeah,
so that's a blessing.
That's what's up right there.
Like I said, it wasn't the intent, but this is who I am now.
Yeah,
I don't mind saying I'm a radio personality.
Hell nah, man, a good one too, and a fucking hell of a good one, man. What is the weirdest thing you accidentally broadcast on air? Has there been one you're like, oh fuck, I really did just say that?
It was probably in the early stages. I can't remember exactly, but the overnights would probably. It's more like stuttering, or I couldn't say that. I think I let one cuss word slip out one time.
So you just can't help it sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But one time, out of all this, that's not bad at all.
I think in my early stages, I might have said "fuck" one time,
just straight up.
Yeah, like
you could hear it.
Oh fuck.
Oh okay.
Like in radio, dead air is the nail coffin. So if there's no anything playing on air, that's an oh fuck. So I probably said that live on fair.
Did you get any shit for that?
No, they didn't get that.
They didn't even hear it, huh? No. They probably never heard it. All right, so there you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous listener message or phone call that you've ever received, man? There's a lot of crazy people out there. I've received my side.
Oh, that's a tough one. Then you just got me flashback, and I'm like, so many people.
I know. There had to be one where you were like, what the fuck is this?
I don't have one, but I will say this on a misconception about radio is the voices. That's my voice and the people who are talking to you. So there are a lot of times where one of the things about the overnights at that time was, you're going to get a lot of women talking to you on the overnights.
Yeah.
You think you man, women, you got ladies talking to you.
That's when you got that.
So you're going to be like,
cool voice.
Yeah, it's late nights, 2 in the morning. What you doing? What you doing? Come to the studio. And then, remember Friday, like, come out looking like Freddie Jackson.
Damn, dog. Damn.
I stopped doing that long
I'm going to call you.
Yeah. That's one thing you will stop doing quickly. When you was doing overnight, you'd be like, oh, man, ladies, they liking this. Man, and they give you, after the slow jam show, they're still up talking. They got the sexy voices on. I'm like, what is you doing? Come on through. And they come through with all of them. All
of it, bro.
So I stopped doing that. Like,
you learned the hard way.
We're not doing that no more.
That's fucking hilarious, man. Yeah. Here's a fun question. If you had one meal, your last meal, your final meal, and then that's it. That's it for Kev King. What meal would it be?
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Pizza and fried chicken.
Oh, all right. You know what I mean? Like you can never go wrong with it. Like, you know what I mean?
Go with steaks and all lobster. No, pizza. Pizza's so good. I love pizza.
You can never go wrong with pizza, huh?
Yeah, fried chicken. That's not a black thing. Let me tell you something about chicken. Chicken. Everyone loves chicken.
Here we go.
I don't know about that.
Everybody loves chicken.
All right.
Everybody.
All right. But you eat a little too much, you think, or no? All right.
Hey, I got no. I know. Wait a minute. See, you ain't gonna call me on that. I know, like Mexican families eat chicken like a motherfucker. Beans and rice and chicken.
Oh hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Hey man, that shit is good, bro.
Yeah. See, that's why I say I would like if I was like in charge of like the race relations, I would like chicken taken off the board for what we like all the time because everyone likes chicken.
Everybody
does. Have you ever been
to
any big city and you go to the Chinatowns and all that? You don't go to the hood and you see chickens hanging up on shit. And you go to Chinatown and see dead chickens and shit hanging up. You can go to Mexico, chickens all around.
You really see them, and they're alive.
You know? So let's take chicken off the black list.
Yeah, it's for everybody.
Everyone loves
We're gonna
chicken.
come to that agreement right now.
Everyone loves chicken.
There you go. Everybody loves chicken. Yeah. There you go. So you've interviewed lots of local artists out here. So over here in the Bug, man, one thing I like to do is I like to share the spotlight. Yeah. Is there one artist that you can probably be like, hey, man, look out for this person?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, I know.
That's a lot of them.
But let's just say one person.
I have a real genuine love because he's my brother. 2 loves for Locust Luciano.
Ooh, he got an album that just released.
I love Locust.
My favorite rapper. I've always said it.
Locust, the heart that he has for this music stuff is just undeniable. It's like he is who he is, and that's all he's going to be is Locust, and not in a bad way. That's his spirit. He's going to always be Locust Luciano. I love his drive and when you hear his story in certain ways. You know, at the age he's at and everything, you know, he's been told that he wasn't even supposed to be here this long. Yeah. So I feel like the music and everything was something that kept him alive and kept him going. He's just a talent that always want the best for Locust.
Man,
like I said, there's a lot of them.
Locust is that one that stands out.
Like, why Locust?
No, man, no. Hey, let's call it how it is, man.
You know,
I had the pleasure of interviewing Locust here, you know, maybe like a year ago and stuff. And I got this story real quick. This story that was fucking hella cool. He had this song that came out, Kern County, right? Dope ass fucking track, man. I was interviewing him about his whole catalog. Yeah. You know, I went through the whole catalog. I was asking him it was one of the longest interviews I've ever done. It was with him. But what happened after? Right, we like, hey man, let's go to Denny's. Fuck yeah, let's go. You know, so one of the coolest fucking, and I wish I had somebody recording it. He was in my car. He's like, hey, what song do you like from the new album? I said, Kern County, man, motherfucker, it's hard, bro. He's like, hey, put it on. So boom, puts it on. He starts flowing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm driving, bro. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's like a music video, right? And I couldn't record. You know, I was driving and shit. But, hey, big shout out to Locust, man. That new album is fucking hella dope, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the artists that, like I said, very talented, cool as fuck, man. Cool as hell, man. He's had me over his pad, dude, for one of his parties, man. Yeah. Very cool guy, man. Very good dude.
He keeps it that real. He keeps it the same way with us. It's just... He's not too big for his britches. He loves everyone.
Yeah, hell yeah. Bakersfield. For real. What's next for Kev King, man? Give us a preview. Give us a sneak peek of what's going on. The movie that you're about to write.
I am. I'm literally pushing.
You should, man.
Pushing for that because I've been inspired by a lot of other filmmakers out here that's doing their thing. That's the other thing. You get inspiration from other people in your area that are doing it. So those are things that are inspiring me. Like goal is to do a short film by the summer. I have the equipment, all that type of stuff. So it's not an issue.
Put it to use.
Not it's just me. So that's the ideal goal. I've been writing a little bit, getting into that mind frame, doing more videos. I'm also doing commercial work for people like media, social media work, real estate, and all that type of stuff.
I seen the promos that you posted up there.
I'm getting into doing more of that type of stuff because I love radio, but
smart. If
it don't last, I gotta have another plan.
You gotta have plan B and C, man.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, for real.
For real. Goals.
So go ahead and where can we find you on social media? And go ahead. Precious 95.7 is the spot to listen to right now.
We call it the new generation of old school because it's from our era, the 90s, 2000s hip hop. And to me, that was the best time for hip hop music in general. The late 90s and 2000s was at the highest peak. Oh, man. Those were good times, You had
bro.
the labels. You had the best rappers.
Fucking
You had
Rough
the best
Riders,
R&B
Rockefeller.
groups, the best collaborations.
Hell yeah, man.
So I'm hoping to stick with them for a while. Again, the idea is having a morning show by the sometime this year, which we are working on.
You will get there, man. Yeah, you will. Hell yeah.
If you don't find me on Precious on the weekends, again, Google me, Kev King. I'll pop up. If you're on Instagram, which is my main site, I have Snapchat and all that, but I don't be doing it. I don't have TikTok no more, obviously. But IG again, it's a real Kev King, KEVKING _official_ at IG. Follow me and follow back. I talk to everybody. You're a rapper. I talk to you, even if it's just chopping it up for advice. I'm real big on that because people look at me for certain answers for stuff. I don't have all the answers, but I can help you get to the right direction.
Man, that is very much appreciated too. You know what I mean?
I appreciate y'all too for having me. And hopefully,
man, like I said, it's an
honor. Opens the door for more podcasts I can be on.
Hell yeah, for real, Kev. Get that movie down, broski. Write it. If you need a dead body, dog, you know what I mean? Like, I'll get my SAG and all that, my SAG award, for all that. That's dope, man. Kev, thank you once again for coming over here and stuff, hanging out with the broskies over here. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.
Peace.